short line into SAP and get your contacts there. And also you can continue working with our colleagues even after a project ends. So just project ending doesn't mean you have to stop talking to each other. You can always continue that as well. And yeah, as I already mentioned several times, you can influence the development of new projects and products and features to better meet your needs and support your business processes. So yeah, as I mentioned, to help you better adopt the software as well. So,
Nadine, if
yeah.
if I may just add something here.
Yeah, sure.
We've had a lot of participation from some of the European user groups, specifically the German-speaking ones,
Yeah.
the American user group, and the UK and Ireland user group. I think with the number of customers that we have in Indus, I think this is an opportunity that we are missing out on, and I think it'll at some point in time, as Indus members, we need to start participating and providing our feedback as well, so that feedback from not just Europe and Americas gets into the product line, but also from India, which gets into the product line as well.
Yeah. Thank you for mentioning that. It's a very good point. Yeah. Yeah, we receive a lot of registration, especially from DSAG, which is the German-speaking user group. But we would like to see it more globally so we can better adapt our software also to the needs outside of the German or the American spheres. So yeah, I mean, you might have different ideas as well, changing from the European-centric view. So I think it would be very, very beneficial if you would also participate. And I mean, it's probably, I think it's also for your benefit as well. So as I mentioned, it's pretty straightforward. So let me just move over to our platform. And there's still Zoom open. Let me close that. So the link is very, very easy. It's influence.sap.com. Don't worry, it's also linked later in the end of the slides, and you will get that, as well as some screenshots and tutorials if you're getting lost somewhere in between. So no worries about that. This is our community page, and that's basically the single source of truth where everything starts. You can here read about all the different services that are based on our platform, meaning SAP Continuous Influence, SAP Customer Engagement Initiative, the integration experience feedback, as well as SAP beta testing and SAP Early Adopter Care. And you will also find a lot of very helpful material as well. So for example, here a guide on how you navigate the page, as well as on the access restrictions. So very useful if you get lost. I mean, you can always reach out to us, but you can also start there if, yeah, the time zone's not fitting and you might not get a very quick answer from us. That's also always a good idea to start here and read about all those things. One thing that I forgot, I think I mentioned we were taking care of the background information stuff. We also work with the Customer Engagement Initiative and as well with the Integration Experience Feedback under the feedback agreement. Sounds a lot probably, but it's basically a little contract that's made between SAP and your company. So it's not on a personal level, it's on company level. That basically is on giving SAP the license on IP, so on your feedback, allowing us to actually work with it. It's also including an NDA and a customer commitment policy. So it's basically, it's there to protect you and to protect SAP so that we're all mutually safe and can freely exchange our feedback in a way that we wanted to. So I think it's a very good thing to have. And if your company doesn't have one already, I mean, we have over 6,700 feedback agreements already signed, I think. So if your company doesn't have one, we will send it to you. And then I would just encourage you to redirect it to your legal department or whoever you know who is allowed to sign those agreements, those contracts, just to make sure that everybody is safe and you can just participate as you want. And that also the feedback agreement also covers further interactions, right? As long as your company still has a valid feedback agreement, you can always exchange with our colleagues. So that's probably a good thing to know. So, okay. If I'm talking too fast, I'm sorry. If you have questions in between, just type them in the chat and we will get to those maybe after the demo, and then we can see where we go from there. So let's scroll to where we actually started. So with the customer engagement initiative, you also have more information than what I just told you here on the fact sheet. But what we actually want to do is to see how it works and how you can navigate to the existing projects and the current projects. So I will click here on login to view current projects. Important information here, you would need to log on with your S user. If you don't have one, there's also documentation in the system on how you get one, like how you find out who your super administrator is within your company, who can give you access, or how you can get support from the help desk. So we already have here a list that's kind of messy. I don't really like to see it that way. What I much rather prefer is to see a compiled list. So I click here on the project list and look at that. Here it is. Those are all the projects that are currently out in the second cycle of this year for you to register. So it's 53 different projects from different product areas. I think there's something in there for everybody. So we have ABAP, we have business technology platform, Concur, data and analytics, a lot of different S4HANA and S4HANA cloud projects, as well as some very industry specific projects. And also the integration experience feedback is taking part as well this time via our channel, as well as our pretty new acquisition, LeanIX. And yeah, was there a question?
No, sorry, I sneezed. Sorry about that.
Oh, okay, no worries. Okay, so as you can see, there's really a lot of different resources in there. Sometimes we also have a Ariba project. Sometimes we also have something from the globalization folks. So if there are very specific legal changes, I mean, there was a lot with taxation in Brazil, for example. So they offer different projects around that, or something with New Zealand, Australia. There might also be something in there for India as well at some point. So what do we want to look at? Let's
So
just
just a quick question here before you move forward to the projects.
Yep.
I think what would also be interesting for people to know is at what stage are these projects at? Is this at an idea stage? Is it at a development stage? Is it at what stage of development are these projects at?
That can be different. But usually they're either still within ideation, idea collection, tweaking the plan, or very, very early in the development stage. So when they're just starting to implement the feedback directly to make it right.
The reason why I'm asking this is because for all our customers on the call, I think this is a great stage for you to, number one, look at what SAP's idea for that particular piece of software is. And if you think there is something that is missing from your perspective, you can actually share that right here at the ideation stage itself, so that it becomes easier for the development team also to kind of take it into consideration. Once a product is developed and released, then getting a feedback into the product is that much more difficult than it is when it is at an idea stage.
That's true. Yeah, maybe we just click into one. Let's say we go into automation and AI and SAP Discovery Center. So you can see here there's a pretty extensive description also on what products they want to focus. I have to also quickly skim through it. Okay, here you can see it with the goals and activities. Our colleagues try to make it as transparent as possible to let you know what they want to achieve with those projects. So those colleagues here, they want to gather requirements and use cases, validate the concepts that they already have in mind, and then also in the end prioritize different features and processes to see what what is really needed. What do you need to see first when we're talking about business AI and the Discovery Center? And oh, look at that. They also would like to do some usability testing, so that can happen as well. So you see there's a lot of different ways that colleagues will go about that. And if you're worried about time constraints, like how much effort do I need to put in, those colleagues say roughly 3 hours a month. But if you don't have the time, no worries, you can still register, especially if they have more than 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 customers that are really engaged. Colleagues are also usually very happy to allow different levels of engagement. So if you decide, okay, I really want to dive in, I really want to go into every workshop, in every one-to-one interaction, every discussion that's taking place, there's certainly a place to do that. If you say, okay, I would like to participate in group discussions, but I don't have the time for the very intense one-to-one interactions or workshops that can take hours, you can say, okay, I'm out of that. I would like to only be in those group discussions if they're taking place. Or you say, okay, I'm very interested. I would have loved to give feedback, but I just don't have the time right now. But I would like to be kept up to date. There's also always a way to establish that with the colleagues to give you to get you to the information, or give you the information, give you updates on what's going on, and at a later point in time, if the project's running for a bit longer, and you might find the time, you can always go back and say, okay, I have the time now, I would like to be included more often, could we do that? So it's very flexible, it's very close interactions, so there's always a way that we can find a good solution for you and also for the colleagues from product management. So then there's also a bit more information down here. Planned initial call date, that's not set in stone. It's just a rough estimate on at what point in time about you will hear from our colleagues, when they would like to reach out and kick this project off. If you're not hearing directly after your registration, that's totally normal. So expect around the time frame of a set initial call date here. Also, we have here the company profiles, like do you fit the profile or not? Like what kind of company sizes are they looking for? What regions? Sometimes also, as I mentioned, the globalization projects, they're very specific with countries they would like to talk to. Those did not maintain the software installed, but I mean, you can see it here: products and focus, Discovery Center, and business technology platform. And here as well, they would like to talk to partners as well. Some projects, they say, okay, not really. And then they also maintain the profile, like what should be your focus if you want to participate. But little tip, you didn't hear it from me. Even if it's set to can partners join as well, no. You can always try to register. I cannot promise you that you can participate, because some teams really prefer to work with customers only. But then they will let you know. So they will reach out anyhow to let you know that it's just not working out for this project, but sometimes it's just set to on default to no, and colleagues just didn't change it. So just register and try your best. So yeah, just to give you that little tip. And as you can see, it's pretty straightforward. It's super easy. Just click register. Now you're registered. Now you also see our contact details. I don't know why they're not visible before that. But you see, the platform's rather old. We're working on it, I promise. And when we have something new, I will come back and introduce you to that as well. So yeah, now you're registered. You receive an email confirmation, and then you will hear after the registration period ends. This time it's on July 25th. After that, you will hear from our team. We connect you to the project leads of the respective project that you registered, or projects you registered for, and then you can take it from there. So that's basically what the Customer Engagement Initiative is all about, and how you can get started.
So I think from my point of view, I would also like to share one more thing here. which is, even if we don't participate in all of the projects, I think every company can probably, look at the width of projects and pick one that someone from your team can actually, register and share inputs on. If we do that, we have 3,000 members in Indus, and assuming that, even if 10% of our customers to actually participate in this, it already is a significant amount of feedback that goes into the product development itself. This is the one area where almost every time I meet CIOs and customers, they talk about how do we provide feedback to SAP from a product point of view. This is probably the best way to do that.
Yeah, it's a very good way to do it. And as you said, that's very correct. You don't have to register for each and every project. We would not recommend that. That's way too much effort and way too much work. Pick the ones that you're interested the most. Forward some to your colleagues if you think they might be interesting to them. You can also do that. So, and you can also split up like within your team if you say, okay, we actually would like to participate in this project, in this, and this, and this, and this, and everybody's interested, maybe just focus everybody on one project or two and just split up as you like. And then you can always do a round robin, I think, within your teams. So let's see, are there any questions? I think not right now. Okay.
How many times a year does this program open up, Nadine?
3 times a year.
Yeah.
We have 3 cycles.
Yeah. So what I'm trying to say is that, I would request that whoever can register for this cycle, please do so. And even if you are not able to, for whatever reasons, there are other cycles as well. So bookmark this page and come and look out for emails from Indus, which says that the next cycle is open for registration and or register once, and then you can set notifications so that every time there is a new project that comes up, you will get notified directly from the platform itself.
Exactly. And there's one more thing I can also show you. So here it will, if you have never registered on the customer influence platform, it will ask you for your user group. But even if you already registered and selected nothing, I can recommend you go here, go to your account settings and then to user groups. And there you can then select your user group, the Indus. And that makes it also easier for me when I'm doing the reporting later back to our user groups, so that they just get an idea of how many customers or members are actually engaged. I mean, that's always motivating to see that your efforts pay off. And then we have here the areas of interest here on this side, as you mentioned, right, with the registration for signing up for notifications. So I would recommend you go here to influence opportunities and then here to customer engagement initiative. You just leave a follow, and then each time my colleague publishes the project list, you will get a notification and can then go through the list and register for whatever's interesting to you. So as I mentioned, we're already in the second cycle for this year, but and the registration is still open for another bit more than 2.5 weeks, so until July 25th. But if you cannot make it this time, no worries. Next cycle is not around the corner. It will come after summer, but in October there will be the third cycle of this year, and those projects should then be probably will be starting at around mid-December or early next year. So that's also a perspective that I can give you. And then again, 2026, the first cycle will probably be around February or March. So just giving you an idea, it's always around the same time frames, maybe sometimes a few weeks earlier, a few weeks later, but always like early in the year, towards the middle of the year, and then more towards the end. That's how we usually split it up, which that just proved to be the right cadence for now. Again, if we change something up, I will be very happy to be back and report and discuss. So yeah, that's basically it for the customer engagement initiative. if you're...
So maybe we just hold for a second and see if there are any questions from anybody. If you have any questions, you can either put it on the chat or unmute yourself and ask a question, please. So pretty straightforward. So I don't think there are any questions. So maybe you can go on. Sorry, someone has a question? No? Okay, you can go on.
Good. I mean, if there are questions later, you can always forward them to me and my team, and we can then follow up on those via email. Okay. Good. So that's it for the customer engagement initiative. Pretty extensive on that one. So how much time do we have left? Okay, I think we can do that. I hope it's not too overwhelming and too much, but I mean, there's a recording. You can always go back.
Samir is asking, if the hours grow than the listed one and unpaid, what is the solution? There is no solution, Samir. I think it is a fair estimate that the SAP team, development team is making. And if you think at any point in time that it is getting too much and you're not able to participate, you can simply drop off. That's okay as well.
Or discuss with your manager on how you can do it. So it's the services that's maybe also important to mention. It's with it doesn't cost anything for you, but it also doesn't cost anything for SAP. So it's mutually free. The benefits are mainly the exchange and getting your feedback in. And you would need to arrange with your own manager on how much time you can spend on stuff like that. And I hope it works for you. I will keep my fingers crossed that the amount of hours fits your schedule, and if not, just talk to our project leads and you will find a solution for that. I'm pretty confident on that one. So
just kind of, to address that a little bit more, I think, Samir, one of the things that this program enables more than anything else is for you to build direct relationship with the product team. I think more than anything else, the connection that you build with the product teams comes in handy at times when nothing else seems to be working. I'm not saying that you should reach out to them all the time, but if you're in a bit of a fix and you need someone who can actually understand the product and knows how to navigate SAP, then probably some of these people could potentially be your best friends in that point of view. I know that SAP can be at times a very complex organization to work with. Any large organization is, not just SAP. And the more networked you are, the more glued in you are to the product organization, the easier when nothing else works. So think about it in the longer term, and I hope your leadership team also sees that and allows you to work. But as far as I know, I mean, we've been doing this for almost 7, 8 years now, more than 8 years, and I know many product teams, and they've told me that it never crosses that time limit that they generally share. It's a very fair estimate.
Yeah, I mean, it's always good to have that connection. And also, if the product team gets to know you better, they also get to know your company and your needs better. And then if you have something that you need, it's always easier to reach out if you know the folks. Okay, so from the very high touch, we're getting to the more low touch part, as we call it, so the more digital experience, the SAP continuous influence sessions that you might know as well. So that one is focused on digital, close collaboration as well, but very digital, to work together to improve your SAP products that you already have in use. So it's more focused on more mature products that are already out there in the market, that you already have licenses for, maybe had licenses for years for those. So the idea is that you as a customer or partner can enter, prioritize, and comment on improvement requests. What do I mean by that? So we have a platform. I will show also on the same, runs on the same page, same entrance point, where you can type in so-called improvement requests. So there's a template, I can also show you that, that asks you some questions on in which component, what do you want to see? Like what's your pain point? What do you want to see differently? What is not a bug, but an improvement? What do you think, okay, if we would change something here and there, or I really need this button to be in a different position, or whatever it is, you can type it in there, send it, and then other customers and partners can see it and vote on it. That's what I mean by prioritization. So just leave a little heart. We collect them by company to make it as democratic as possible. So every company gets the same amount of weight in that one. So it's not just like BASF, just to name a very big company as an example, can type in a request and then just send everybody that has an S user there to vote on it. I mean, they can do that, but it will just not get them anywhere because it's just counted as one BASF. And then each company gets basically through that one vote that we're counting. So that also we focus on what will help more companies in the long run, and also to give a voice to also smaller or medium-sized customers that are not in daily discussions with the board. In the end, still our product teams decide on those requests based on, but they take into account your votes, but as well the product strategy, architectural fit, feasibility, stuff like that. So just to be transparent on that. But your benefit is you have a very direct and very transparent channel for those improvements. So you see what you want to see in the software, but you also see what other companies or other colleagues would like to see in the software as well. And you get feedback from our colleagues here. So our product management is also in that system, setting statuses, asking for more information if needed, and so giving you hopefully a closed loop experience on and through regular communications as well. So they're writing blog posts here on that platform as well, giving you an indication on why decisions are made the way that they are made. So it's very easy and very impactful collaboration to get the most incremental improvements into the system. And yeah, so that's the main concept. And I would like to go into the system with this one as well. So I just reload the page just to be sure.
So before you do that, I think there is one thing that I would like to share here about this is pre-COVID. I think the utilities from vendors actually created or participated in the customer connection program, and they got 7 or 8 ideas which kind of were shared by uh, customers, which got upvoted and actually got developed and delivered by SAP.
Mhm.
So we've had past successes in getting new functionality in functional gaps, specifically from an India point of view in the past, in the utilities CRM space, IS utilities CRM space. So we can do that for other solutions as well. We just need to come together as a community and number one, post these ideas. Number two, upvote them if it is relevant for them. The only thing that I would be cautious about is don't upvote it just for the sake of upvoting, because once you upvote and if it is taken up by SAP from a development point of view, we are also tracking whether or not the new innovations that has been delivered has been adopted by customers or not. So in the past, we've also seen that customers upvote a particular functionality, SAP delivers them, and then not many customers use them because they would have already either developed something in-house, so they're not using this, or they did not actually need the innovation in a way. So it takes away investments from other topics which other customers might have actually benefited from. So please do upvote only for those which you would genuinely want to use in your organization if SAP decides to develop and deliver them.
Yeah, very strong on that one. And you mentioned customer connection. Yeah, that program was phased out. That was also more focused on on-premise software. So we're just now focusing on continuous influence. The main difference is it's not this closed container of we have this very fixed phase during which we will receive the improvement requests and the votes. It's more an ongoing process with regular review cycles, so it's much more fitting. Sorry, much more fitting for the cloud setting as well. But you will see there are a lot of different sessions in there. So I think it's right now more than 150. And yeah, so I will just show you quickly how to navigate that one. So I start again here on the community page, influence.sap.com, sorry. Scroll down here to continuous influence, and then again, log on with the S user. Okay, here we are. How do we navigate that one? So since more than 150 sessions is a bit hard to navigate, I think our colleagues tried their very best to cluster them into the different product areas to make it easier for you to find what you're actually looking for. Also, some sessions might appear in more than one container, just to let you know that beforehand. So I need to pick a session that I can actually do stuff in. So I will normally SAP someone with an I or D user, so our internal users cannot do anything regarding that. So I will just select here data and analytics. And then it's loading for a bit. And hopefully, yeah, it doesn't disappoint me. So here we go into Analytics Cloud because they're a very good delivering session, also very active session. And so you're always greeted with a short introduction on what they want to achieve with this session. There's very transparent also the so-called voting threshold. Here it's 25 votes. Whoops, that's not what I wanted. Here we go again. So it's 25 votes, meaning that after those votes are achieved, the request really qualifies for a detailed review. So our product managers are, we want them to look at the request as early as possible to give you just to give you the feedback that somebody has looked at it already. But after those votes, that's when we say, okay, now our product teams really owe you an answer on whether it's being delivered, whether it's already there at some point, and maybe you just didn't find it, the documentation was not as well maintained, whatever it is. Everything can happen, as you know, probably. Or if it's in planning, or if it's something that's not feasible. So I just want to be transparent. That's also something that can happen. But after those 25 votes are achieved for this session, the team really owes you an answer. Those voting thresholds are different for each session depending on how big the product is and how mature it is and how many customers we have on it and how many active customers on this platform we have. Because the goal is to only deliver and focus on the most incremental improvements that really give a benefit. And that's why it's set here to 25 votes, because it's a pretty active session. And there are a lot of customers active on this one. So we want to focus on that, what will benefit the most. Then you also have some sort of description again, how it works. The criteria that I just mentioned, desirability, viability, and feasibility. And then also here, how the statuses work that you will then see in the requests. I would recommend you read through that on your own. I think that would take too much time if we do that now. Here on the side, you can see the blog posts that are regularly being published, giving you a status update on what's going on with this session. And here on the left-hand side, you can see like how many requests are there, how many are still open for voting. So how many are still like in the receiving information phase, where you can still do something. So sometimes requests also after a time, they just get closed if they're too long there and just do not reach the voting threshold. So if they're not as desirable for a lot of customers as one might have thought in the beginning. So I will just click into this one to get a start. So you can see there was already, is it today? Yeah, today is the 8th. So there was already one new request today, and you can see several just yesterday. It's actually quite a lot. So, but I want to see, let's say, what do we want to see? We want to see the number of votes. It's taking a while. Okay, as you can, and that's here you can see why we set it to 25 by now, because there are requests with over 600 votes in there. And that one has been delivered. So based on the feedback given through that platform, our team picked that up and delivered it. Here's something that's still in planning. This one has been delivered. This has been delivered. Some are in long-term planning. So at one point you might hopefully find them on the roadmap as well. This one is also in planning. Then here, those are already delivered as well. So you can see the team is very active. If we also go into here, so it's a lot of delivered improvements as well. I think okay, I'm not good at math in my head, so but you can see it's pretty good amount. Here, those lists here.
And again, some of the European and North American user groups are a lot more active in getting their requirements up on the platform and getting voted for that. So I think we also need to, as Indus, need to participate and start upvoting the ideas that we think are relevant for India as a market.
Yeah, that's always a good idea. I mean, you can also share it via the SAP community. If you have something, an improvement request that you think is valuable for a lot of people, post about it there, post about it on LinkedIn, post about it within your community, to get people involved, and then vote on those stuff that's really relevant for you and your company as well, not just for the sake of voting, please. And then your voice is, as I already said with the customer engagement initiative, here it's the same. Together you're stronger, together your voice is stronger, so use it, leverage it. So, okay, now we navigated how that one works. You see the different, that we have the different statuses. Here as well, something that was already offered, that happens as well. So it's just now go back to the start of this session, because then I will also just quickly show you what it looks like if you want to submit a new improvement. So, okay, here you have the title of the session that we're currently in. You type your title, like what's the main point you want to get across, or which component, whatever. Find a hopefully very fitting title. Then you can select here the different categories. Usually the categories have assigned different product managers that are the experts in those areas. So go through those, select the right one, and then just describe your improvement. What's the problem you're seeing, you would like to see solved, and what do you think would be the benefits? You can also upload attachments such as screenshots or links. You can set tags that I mean, I showed you the tagging so that people that are following certain tags will get a notification. You can also submit on behalf of a colleague if somebody is just, yeah, doesn't have the time right now. You can do that, or add a co-author if you say, okay, I'm on vacation for the next 3 weeks, and I think this one is so important that SAP will pick it up directly. And if they come back and ask questions, I want to get the answer to them immediately. It's always worth it to put in a co-author so that that one also receives a notification when a comment is left there. So then you just submit, and yeah, just hope that a lot of people find that one interesting as well and vote it up or write comments on those, on your requests. And yeah, then use your community, try to get it up there, to combine your votes and your voices. And then hopefully you will see as soon as possible a new delivery of your on your improvement, or you will at least receive very transparent feedback from our product management on why it's not being picked up, why it's being picked up, when it's getting picked up, you name it. So that's what I wanted to say about SAP Continuous Influence. Are there any more comments or questions on that one? I know it's a lot. But if not, then I will just leave that part again, let that be. And then very, very briefly, I promise you it's very short, touch on the SAP integration experience feedback. That is a service that's focusing, or an opportunity for you to leverage, where you can test integration scenarios. So to all our integration experts out there, it's mainly focusing right now on RISE, GROW, and different AI scenarios, and giving you the opportunity to test end-to-end business scenarios and processes on an SAP internal landscape, giving you the opportunity to get hands-on experience on those, to share your feedback, and then help shape the future of those integrations to hopefully then also, as with all the other things, make it happen that those integrations that we're focusing on here better fit your company's integration strategy. It gives you also the opportunity to directly interact with our experts. So it's also like the customer engagement initiative, very, very high interaction, close interaction. It's also very, very flexible timeframes. So those projects are not fixed to a cycle with regards to registration. There's constantly something open. Maybe there is something in there for you. And yeah, it's really targeted towards more the integration experts. And I will also very quickly show you how you get there. Okay, that one is gone. Here we go again. Okay, again, same thing always. Customer influence and adoption, influence.sap.com. Again, the list, blah, 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 blah. And here we go. There's the integration experience feedback. Also some more information than what I just said. We'll just dive right into the list of offerings they're currently having. Here we go. And as you can see, right, those registration end dates, they tend to change depending on the availability of the team. I will just go into the first one. So it looks pretty similar to Customer Engagement Initiative, I would say. I think it's probably the same template except for the picture. So you can always differentiate the services by the picture as well. They have very extensive description also on what kind of sessions they would like to offer. They have pretty fixed time frames for what they would like to do, but the timelines are very flexible to meet your schedule. And I think also with the concrete testing scenarios, integration scenario going through part, I think there is a way to do it if you really would like to participate. It's also based on a feedback agreement. So if your company doesn't have one, our colleagues will send one out to you, same procedure. And then you have here a very, I think you get a pretty good idea on what the colleagues want to do, and the same with the customer engagement initiative. You just click on register, and then you will hear back. So yeah, integrate SAP Customer Engagement Initiative, focusing on basically all products. Early on in the development phase, integration experience feedback, focusing on testing integration scenarios on SAP internal landscapes. That's the difference, but very close interaction as well. And then continuous influence, focusing on your ideas that you can hand in. So that's an outside-in perspective, whereas the other services are more inside out. So we propose our ideas to you, and you can discuss those then in high interaction. So, and I hope now nobody's too confused. That would be it for my part.
I think pretty straightforward. I don't think there are any confusion, any possibility for a confusion below. So if anyone has a question, maybe you can ask now. Otherwise, we're on top of the hour. I would like to thank everyone for joining. And Nadine, thanks for taking us through the all the demos. I
Thank you
hope,
for inviting me. Very happy to be
yeah,
here.
I hope that more and more customers join and participate in the program.
Yeah, that would be great. Would like to see more Indus text in my reportings.
Okay. Thank you so much for joining in. Take care. See you again on Thursday for the session on BTP COE by LTI Mindtree. So until then, thank you so much. Take care.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.